time we will go to the NFL where Rob, Jordan Love got his money. Didn't he match? 4 years, 212 or something like that?
I thought it was more than that.
I think Rob G, what are the numbers on these deals?
220. He got 220.
I think he matched Trevor Lawrence and Joe Burrow. Is that correct?
That is correct for Jordan Love.
But it was higher
on the
paid
average
per
annual year. Yeah.
Right, but it was 220 and Tua got 212, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. So now with those guys getting that much, in salary, Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback in the league, is no longer in the top 10 highest paid quarterbacks per year. And he was asked by a friend of the show, Jared Bell, longtime NFL writer for USA Today. Yes. And he asked Mahomes if he was felt underpaid. And here's what Mahomes said. Not necessarily. I think we do a great job of managing my money to be able to pay me a lot of money and keep a good team around me. I know we've kind of restructured it a couple of times and got the cash flow up in certain spots and in certain years. It's about having a good dialogue and good communication with the front office, with ownership. We've done that here. We've been able to allow me to be a highly paid guy while at the same time build a great team around me. And Rob, what he's talking about is because his deal is 10 years. We talked about this on First Things First today. Because his deal is 10 years, they can move his money all over the place. And if he wants, meaning they can give him more money, which they have done. And if he wanted to, he could demand more money. Obviously, they got to pay him more. But from 2023, and this is according to Mike Florio, Rob, of course, Pro Football Talk, from 2023 to 2026, Patrick Mahomes will get more money than any quarterback. He's going to get $210.6 million. Lamar Jackson will get $208. Deshaun Watson will get $184. Joe Burrow $181. And if he gets all his money, Daniel Jones with $160. So Mahomes is getting his money because of the way that contract is set up. So I got no issue with what Mahomes is doing. I actually think he's got his priorities straight. He's clearly making a ton of money. Even if you just say, okay, he's only getting, the number that's on the books is $45 million a year. He's still wealthy beyond his wildest dreams. It's a capped league. So you do have to, if you lose players if your quarterback or certain other players are making so much. And I would like if the cost of, he's willing to give up a little money to keep some better players and have more chances of winning the Super Bowl, and he's still filthy rich. I actually think that's smart. I'd rather make $45 million a year, have 5 or 6 rings, Super Bowls, because I'm trying to be the greatest ever if I'm him, than make $55 million a year and maybe have 3 Super Bowls. And so I got no issue with what Patrick Mahomes is doing.
I have an issue with what you just said, and here's the problem I have, is that you naturally correlate that winning rings is because he takes less money. That's not why he wins. It's his talent. It has nothing to do.
Yeah, but the players you can have around you.
He's lost players.
Right, he's still great, but that doesn't mean you're going to do that every year.
He lost in spite of that because he's a great player. It has nothing to do with how much money he makes, or if he was making $56 million.
Is it a capped league?
Yeah, but they're paying guys who aren't even as talented as him way more money. Chris, you must just acknowledge, and you know this, a lot of people, this is not Robopedia, this is not me talking. It was the worst contract anybody could have ever signed who had the leverage that Patrick Mahomes signed. It was $16 million guaranteed on a $500 million contract.
Did you just hear what I said?
No, I'm
in the next 4 years, he's going to have more money than any quarterback.
When he signed the deal, he had the ultimate leverage of a guy who was a young quarterback who had won a Super Bowl and an MVP. He should have set the standard for the rest of the quarterbacks and for the rest of the league. Instead, he took a piss-poor deal that now they have to kind of finagle and throw smoke and mirrors and tell you, well, still, he's going to, if all is worth, he's still going to get his. All I know is 10 other guys, 11 guys make more money than him. And if he's the best quarterback in the league and he keeps winning, he should be the highest paid. It's just that
Tom
simple.
Brady wasn't always the highest paid.
It's just that simple. Tom Brady
except he retired as the person who had made more money than any player in NFL history.
He still didn't do justice for
So he
teammates.
got 336 million, I think. And so if he would have been better off had he got 400 million.
He played for 50 years. Of course he made more money than anybody. Nobody played that long, Chris. It's a longevity thing when it talks about money. The bottom line is Patrick Mahomes took a terrible deal, and he should be the highest paid quarterback. That 10 or 11 other guys.
It's going to change every year.
It's
not about who's the best.
I'm just talking about, but you keep saying that, he'd rather take $5 million or $10 million less and win more Super Bowls. It doesn't go hand in hand is what I'm saying.
Course. But what my point, what does go hand in hand or can go hand in hand is if the quarterback takes less money, there's more money to go get better players. And that increases your chances of winning. But if you are the type to say, I gotta get absolutely as much as I'm worth, my teammates or the quality of my team be darned, that's fine. That's your right. But if he's like, man, I got money galore, my children's will be filthy rich and their children as well, and I'm making tons of money and I got a better chance of winning every year, I got no issue with that.
Did you see Matthew Stafford didn't come into practice until they restructured his deal? That dude has all the money he's made. And they won a Super Bowl. They paid him. They gave him a ridiculous contract even then. And that dude told them, I'm not coming unless you restructure and fix my deal. He's not coming in. And guess what they did? They fixed it. And my only point, Chris, and the way you look at it is fine if that's you and that's Patrick Mahomes. But that doesn't mean he didn't take a bad deal. And if you talk to most agents in the business and most executives, and just forget about feelings and what you want to do, but whether or not it was a good deal, he took a horrible deal, and the Chiefs took advantage of his kindness. Nobody's saying he has to ask for $1 gazillion and leave nothing for anybody else, but there ain't no way 3 Super Bowls in, he should be the 11th highest paid quarterback in the league. It just shouldn't be.
If it's such a bad deal, then why from 2023 to 2026 is he going to make more money than any quarterback?
I don't know. Why is he the 11th highest paid quarterback now?
That might be the smoke in the mirrors.
It ain't no smoke in the mirrors.
I'm just telling you, I'm looking at this chart, and from 2023 to 2026, according to Mike Florio, he's going to make more money than any other quarterback because they can adjust his money every year.
So adjust it now and give him more money.
Well, they clearly have. He's going to get $210 million.
Andrew Brandt
which
comes
is more
on
than
this
Lamar
show all
and
the
Deshaun
time.
and Burrow.
And he worked in the front office and said they could do whatever they want. He said they could kick the can down the road. He says it's nonsense that they make it like, oh, we can't do this, we can't do that. They can do whatever they want to do. If the Chiefs want to make it right and adjust other people's money to make sure that their quarterback is by far, he's the best guy in the league. He's going to be the highest paid, and we're going to do whatever it takes to do that. They could do that. That's all I'm saying, Chris. You could do whatever you want. If you're telling me that they could adjust Patrick Mahomes' contract, they could adjust anybody else's contract on the team as well to make sure that Patrick gets his money. That's all.
No, they can. He should be not only the highest paid player in the NFL, he should be the highest paid player in American sports. But I think he's got his priorities in order. He's still making tons of money. He's still going to make more than any other quarterback from 2023 to 2026. And he's got a better chance of winning Super Bowls. As great as he is, you still need great teammates. They got arguably the best defensive player in the league in Chris Jones. He got paid. They got arguably the best tight end
out for that,
but he got paid. And Travis Kelce,
Tyreek Hill had to bounce. Who else left? Snead left. Honey Badger left.
And they replaced them with good players. And so I'm just saying,
Snead they just lost, didn't
and
he?
I'm speaking from experience. I've been in a good situation, and fortunately, my career, I've always been in good situations. But when I was at ESPN, I could have went somewhere else for more money. But I was happy and content with where I was, and I stayed at ESPN and made less.
Can I say this, though?
And I was great. And I don't think the happiest people are the ones that got to chase every last dollar and fret over every last dollar.
I didn't say that. I'm just
telling you. I mean, that's what you sound like, though.
No, I just don't believe in that. You should be, that's their responsibility, the front office, to figure out the money. That's not your responsibility. It's nonsense to put that burden on yourself. What are the other people paying for?
I don't think he feels it's a burden.
That he has to do them a favor.
I think he willfully did it.
Have they lowered the ticket prices in Kansas City on the $18 beers or the $22 pizzas because Patrick Mahomes took less? Ask the fans there at the Chiefs fans if they got a break because Patrick Mahomes took less money. Their tickets keep going up. Go look at the ownership and the money they're putting in the bank.
It's not
taken less money.
It's a capped league.
No, but that doesn't mean anything,
It's a soft cap, but it's a cap.
They can still do what they want. This is not me. I'm talking to people who have worked in the NFL front offices. They say it's a con that they can do whatever they want, and they give you this,
I don't
this
agree
idea.
With that.
Well,
you can keep pushing the money down the line, but if I'm an owner of a team, I'm not pushing all that money down the line all the time. Sometimes I will, but sometimes I won't. They gonna do their business too. I mean, that's why the Dallas Cowboys are in a mess right now. They got 3 guys they need to sign. They haven't signed one of them yet. So if it was an uncapped league like baseball, sure. But this ain't Patrick Mahomes. Like I said, if Florio's correct, he's still going to get more money than any quarterback from 2023 to 2026. So I'm supposed to be shedding tears for him, and he's on his way to being the GOAT.
And then they're using Patrick Mahomes as the poster boy for welfare in the NFL.
Really? Hey, how's that working out? Every quarterback that signs is getting more money than Mahomes.
They're using him at Dallas.
It ain't working.
Stephen Jones is telling everybody the radio in Dallas, oh, Dak and CeeDee Lamb, why don't you take less? Look at what Patrick Mahomes did. You should give us a hometown discount. The Cowboys are the highest-ranking franchise in sports history asking for a discount. Can you imagine that? And using Patrick Mahomes as a poster boy on why they should take less money than the market value. Please.
Did it work with the Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence? Did it work with the Packers? No, hold on. Did it work with the Packers and Jordan Love? Did it work with the Bengals and Joe Burrow? Ain't nobody getting less because of Patrick Mahomes.
But they're also
dudes are still getting paid.
But they're using him.
It ain't working. They can use it all they want. It ain't working.
The idea that Patrick Mahomes is the poster boy for that.
They need to retire that line because it ain't working. Everybody and their mama getting paid. So I don't know what you're talking about with that. They can say it all they want, and then you just say, no, this ain't Patrick Mahomes. Let's move on and give me my $55 million a year. That's what's going down.